Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's Mary here with my 29-month lock update. 2 years, 5 months. Shout out to this quarantine though. It's got a sister productive in the camp. Well, a little bit. That procrastination demon still be on my body. Still be on me strong. But yeah, I made a video last month, and normally it's like 5 or 6 months before I make another one. So I'm here with my update, and I'm actually enjoying the quarantine. I'm an introvert, so I kind of like to be at home, and I don't have to like really be in the mix. I mean, there do be times right now I wish the movies was open, or something like that. But for the most part, I'm digging it. I love it. Not the circumstances surrounding why we have to be in or apart, but this Rona, this COVID-19, told us to all get somewhere and sit down. She said sit down, is what she said, and she meant it. But the update, I didn't want to make a video about that, but the update, it's really nothing different from what I put in my 28-month update. It's same thing. It is about time for me to get a retightening. I have about a couple of more weeks, and it's crazy because my loctician's shop, of course, has been shut down because beauty shops and things of that nature, nail shops, things like that, had to be closed due to this this pandemic. So, what else? That's pretty much it. I have been watching videos on how to barrel twist because I never wear my hair like this ever. I never wear my hair down. It's either pulled back with a infinity wrap or pushed up with an infinity wrap or something like that. But I'm doing barrel twist because what I normally do is when my hair wasn't as thick or my locks wasn't as mature, I would braid it, 2 braids. Them braids we used to wear as a kid down the side. Oh, this is a style. Come on, style. I could do this. We take a lot of bobby pins too. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. Look at me. But I want to barrel twist it so that it's 2 braids or 2 barrel twists down the side and just out of my face and out of my way, because this is not gonna get it. No, ma'am. But that's it. My locks are thriving. I can't complain. I love them, love them, love them. I do think that once the shop opens back up, I do think I'm going to get a lot of this dyed back black, but keep this for a highlighted effect. And the only reason I say this, like I said in my last video, I feel like this color is kind of washing me out a little bit. And I do kind of miss the contrast of the black. See, God know what he be doing. God. But I do miss the darkness of the black against my face, but I still want some highlight in there. So instead of having this block of color, I think I am going to go ahead and get it dyed back black. Not all of it, but just, especially the ones around my face, and just do peekaboo locks of blonde. What else? Oh my goodness. So this last month, a lot of people have been asking me about my locks. So I have been going out the house because I have been going out to help in my school or different food distribution centers, or just doing community service to kind of help get things to people who don't have what they need. And so, or if you're out in the stores or whatever, people still talk to me about my locks. And it's this one comment, this one question that makes me cringe when I hear it. Makes me cringe. So people will start the conversations, oh my God, I love your locks. That's usually how the conversation starts. But no, they'll say, oh my God, your locks are beautiful. I love your locks. How long have you had them? It kind of gets the, conversation going. They want to know how much they cost and all that kind of stuff. And usually I think the cost is what's gonna, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't get this too much. But when they say, how did you get through the ugly phase? Or, oh, I don't want to get locks because I don't want to go through the ugly phase. And that comment, I'd be like, okay. And I'll be like, well, what's the ugly phase? That's usually my response. What do you mean, what's the ugly phase? And they're like, that phase when they just, And the reason that comment bothers me, and I get where they coming from, trust me, I feel like a journey to like accepting every phase of yourself or things like that. I think it's a total journey of self-acceptance, and this is just what it is. But there is no phase of locks that is ugly. Like, even when I look back on my videos or old pictures, I never like, ooh, my locks was ugly. I don't say that. I might say, wow, my hair has really grown or something like that, but ugly, no. And it's like it just runs so deep in our community. And I know it's like, oh, this hair conversation is just so old, but it is so necessary because it runs so deep. And I just hope this generation coming up who has, like my daughter's generation, where they've seen, you know, a lot more women wearing their natural hair. They've seen the curls and the different things that it can do, the different textures, the different styles. And I hope they can accept their hair a lot better than like my generation could. Because I will say, growing up, a lot of adjectives used to describe our hair was negative, and it came from your own parents. It wasn't just, I mean, yes, the Eurocentric standard of beauty was there. It was, and we used to put towels on our heads and shirts. Like, I got long hair, you know. Or even when it was time to get your hair done and your hair was nappy, or your hair was, you know, you had a bad grade, or it was hard to manage. You had wild hair. Your hair is, you breaking combs, you know, them little 2 combs. Of course you're gonna break that, but you know that would kill your esteem. But now locks have an ugly phase, and it's just like, you know, I'm not trying to have a rant, but I usually ask people like, what's the ugly phase? I do usually just say that, like, what's the ugly phase? Or I didn't experience the ugly phase. Like, was your locks always like that? Like, no, my hair went through the stages of locks. Because locks do have stages. It's almost like a child. It's like you have the child is then a baby, then it goes into teenage, and then it's an adult. Locks have the same thing. It's like you have your starter locks. Then those locks turn into baby locks. Then they bud into teenage. And I think that teenage phase, that budding phase, that like right before they mature, is the phase that people consider ugly. But it's not ugly. It's just part of the process. And even if your hair was even if you got locks on long hair, it's gonna go through the same phases. It's gonna be a starter. It's gonna be baby. It's gonna bud. It's gonna go into the teenage. It's gonna fully mature. So it's gonna go through those phases. And I just like, well, I mean, if you equate it to a child, do you think all teenagers are ugly? It's just like, I just wish it was a better term. You know, maybe it's like a phase where, like, I did go through a phase where my hair wasn't long enough for the styles that I wanted. And it was like, it was too short for the styles that I wanted, but it was like in this in between. Like, I couldn't really do anything with it because the stuff that I wanted to do, I couldn't do except just doing what you can do with it. But yeah, that's the one question that I just be like, oh my goodness. And I get it, because even for me, it took me, like, before I did my big chop and I had my relaxer and stuff, I went through that thinking that, you know, we had nappy hair, it needed to be straight. Nobody wanted to see that. Like, I get it. But it still just bothers me because it's like, we in 2020, people still thinking like that. But it really is. Like, people just, that's like the main question that I've been getting. Like, how do you survive the ugly phase? Not just simply go back and say, well, it's not ugly. No, I'll say, well, what's the ugly phase? Well, that's not ugly. You know, I'll make it light. They'll be like, yeah, you're right, not ugly, but, you know, like, awkward. I don't know how to say it, you know. And I'm just like you do any other phase. If you want to get to mature locks, you're going to have to go through that budding and the frizziness. And yes, it does take time to get used to, especially since you grow up and your hair got to be slicked down with gel or just slicked and, you know, fried that, laid to the side. So I definitely get it. But that is a question that I wish would just go away. I mean, there's videos on how to survive the ugly phase. I'm just like, our hair is not ugly. There is no lock phase that is ugly. So I just ranted for about 6 minutes. So this is like this turned into an update, like a 2-minute update and a 7-minute rant on locks not being ugly. But anyway, these are my locks, and I do understand what people mean when they say ugly phase. I just wish we would use a better word. Because your hair is your glory. It's beautiful. It's it makes you who you are. Like, It doesn't make you who you are, but it's such a big part of who you are. And yeah, I already said I am not my hair, but I think your hair it's just a big part of you, you know. So I just wish we wouldn't use the word ugly, you know. So I get what they're trying to say. I just personally don't like the terminology, but I don't ever attack them. Like, how dare you? People get on their soapbox. How dare you? I don't do that. I just be like, what do you mean by ugly? There's no ugly face. I do that. That's how I usually respond. What do you mean by ugly? Well, I don't go through an ugly phase. You know, I try to like lighten it up a little bit. Okay, so I'm rambling. And that's it. That's my update. These are my locks. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.